Thing's a little dirty. Very exciting day. So as you guys may know, we have the third gen inside the shop that is undergoing some changes. Now, what that means is when we first got this truck, it didn't have the greatest front end on it, and my brother ran the new wheels and tires that we had put on it before we lifted it straight into the fender, into the bumper, basically ripped everything off, and he wanted to do a sport front end swap on the truck either way. So we went ahead and we paint matched a whole new front end for the truck about 6 months ago, and the color didn't match. And obviously when you walk out to your truck every day and you see 4 different shades of red, I know I would be pretty upset. So my brother got carried away, and we had a little bit of time inside the shop for him to take this truck apart, and now the truck is staying inside of a form that isn't, I mean, I guess it is drivable, but it really isn't drivable because there's no headlights on it. There's literally no front end on the truck. I mean, if you want to open the door, you literally got to push this down or lift it up or something to open the door, I think. Yeah, there we go. Inside is literally gutted. The bed is off the truck, and this thing is getting painted. So all the parts that are off the truck right now are already at the paint shop. And he is about to hook up the gooseneck to my mega cab because he wants to get the rest of the truck over to the paint shop as well. So white truck is going to get hooked up to the gooseneck. I have this cab on the trailer as well. It needs to come off, which really right now it doesn't actually have to come off, but I have another third gen cab that we might get painted. I had this for my flatbed truck. If you guys seen in one of the previous videos, I no longer have my flatbed service truck third gen Cummins. I know it's sad because I had massive dreams for this truck. And I literally went out and bought a whole rust-free body, whole cowl hood, sport front end, Alpha X headlights, everything to redo my third gen. Then I got on a fourth gen kick, and now everything has to be a fourth gen. Straight back, keep going, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Oh, you hit the trailer. I need to buy hydraulic jacks, bad. I don't know, Gabe just bought a new Doolittle, and it has hydraulic jacks, hydraulic dovetail, and after using that the last week for his show down in Tennessee, I never want to sit here and crank this trailer again. I could have already had his trailer hooked up, loaded up, strapped down, and done by the time I hook up just my trailer. But the Lamar does do the job. I am going to be buying a new trailer very soon, but for now, I'm gonna sit here and crank this jack literally for the next 20 minutes. There's my fuel tank. I've literally been looking all over for that. Kind of forgot that it was on the trailer. Oh yeah, 450. You guys already know that this truck has left. By the time you're watching this, the F450 is in Vegas, but it's still here right now. We should probably move this truck out of the way though. That way we get the third gen out of the shop. This thing is so sick. King Ranch, fully loaded. Boop. Start it up. Okay. Slowly back it up. This thing needs a detail so bad. And I was gonna clean it, but it's going to be on a trailer for the next week, going out to Vegas, so why detail it now when it's literally going to get destroyed on the way to Vegas? Boop. So you know it's a King Ranch. We put some next level mats on the steps as well. I love this thing. Where are you headed, sir?
Paint shop.
Paint shop. Needs the hydraulic tail. Why'd you shut it off, bud?
Thing's off there.
What are you trying to get off of it?
Trans fluid.
So, Ethan's truck is very bipolar with leaks. 90% of the time it doesn't leak, but then you have those days where you take off the frame overlay and next thing you know it's leaking. At least you put the screws back in the overlay so you don't lose them. No, they're in there.
So I don't lose them.
Yeah, I see that. Everyone's gonna be like, wow, he's talking on camera today.
Yeah.
Getting used to the camera? Unfortunately, the camera pays the bills, bro. Without the camera, what would I do with my life?
Hey, look at that shit. Eat mac and cheese off this.
Oh, are you gonna powder coat it? You know we have a power washer that has 4,000 times the pressure of this.
It's alright. Go in, put back in the paint.
Oh yeah, let's paint
Make sure it came off.
let's paint the frame before it gets painted, or paint the frame after it's painted. That way we get overspray over all of your fresh paint. What color are you going with? You want to tell the crowd?
Hell no.
You don't know what color you're doing?
No, I do. But
I picked the color, or no, he picked the color for the truck, and I was told by Ethan very, very strictly that I am not allowed to leak the color. But if I ever post a color, just know me and Ethan are fighting. That's why the color gets posted. So if you piss me off, Ethan, I'm going to expose your hot pink paint job.
hot pink.
Hot pink and dog shit green.
Hot pink and shit brown.
Or and dog shit brown. But anyways, we're getting ready to take the 3rd gen, throw it on the trailer, and then that is going to paint and then come back to the shop. I believe the 450 has to leave today. So you guys will see that thing loaded up on the trailer for the 2nd time. And yeah, this is gonna be a very exciting day for the 3rd gen. I think it's gonna be sick when it's done, but then again, once you paint a vehicle with wide wheels, you get so mad because you get rock chips instantly. And with the driveway of the shop, you can't even drive 5 feet without having rocks on your tires. I guarantee you, this thing has rocks all inside the tires right now. Let's see. Oh, I got new wheels, by the way. Temporary wheels, so my TIS coming. Yes, rocks. Literally everywhere. Sounds about good. Yeah, it sounds good. That'd be a massive lift. Why don't we just lift it this big? You're gonna like paint this thing or something already? It's been like 3 years since you drove this truck. Think you need some new hinges, bro. Why are you chaining it down? You're going 2 minutes up the road.
I don't want it to fall off the trailer.
What do you guys rock, paper, scissors?
For us to film.
You got to film?
I don't care.
Why? You're the one getting paid for filming today, bro. You're like, I'm filming and you're the one. You guys are both on the clock. How does that work? You're on the clock eating Jimmy John's and he's on the clock doing his truck.
All right.
Spare tire here. I guess we put the spare tire back on the trailer. Since, you know, spare tire had to go with us because we took the old PJ to Tennessee. And if the PJ gets a flat tire, you need a spare tire. How do you put a tire on a PJ? I'm talking private jet, not PJ trailers. I guess that works. Jeez, look at my wheels scratched up. We need another flatbed. All right, if you guys have a flatbed, 4th gen or 5th gen.
Mega cab.
No, I want a crew cab, long bed, flatbed.
Mega cab long bed.
Like a crew cab, cabin chassis, Ram 5500 in a 4th gen or a 5th gen. Drop a comment below. As long as you don't want $500,000 for it because everybody wants gold for their trucks. I mean, I guess I do too. Post that section for $150,000. That's crazy. But yeah, if you have one, let me know because we need a new tow rig. I'm done having my straps and my tools laying in the back of my 4th gen. Let the air out so we don't have a spare tire when it pops. We just made it over to the paint shop, got Ethan's truck dropped off, but we're having one little dilemma right now, and that is being that the truck's on an 8-inch lift and 35s, it doesn't fit into a traditional spray booth. So what that means is we just went and grabbed both of my floor jacks and my impact from the shop. If all goes as planned, we're hoping that if we put the front axle on jacks, take the front tires off of it, that we'll be able to lower it down low enough to just drive it in and kind of steer it with the jacks. I don't know how that's going to work, but this truck needs to make it into the spray booth, because if it doesn't, it has to get painted outside, and that's not an option because obviously with Indiana's weather and all the leaves flying around and all the dust flying around every day, the truck will not turn out how we want it to turn out if it gets sprayed outside of the booth. So this truck will have to be inside this booth in the next, I would say, 10 minutes because this thing needs to get painted. But they have been hard at work at getting the whole entire cab all body worked. Went ahead and took the fenders off, took off the core support piece. We're going to paint everything on the cab inside the booth, roll the truck back out, and then we're going to put all the other parts inside the booth, like the bed, the hood, the fenders, the grill, the tailgate. Got the tailgate all straightened out. So before there was a big crease right here on the tailgate. That is all fixed now. We have a new sport grill for a Big Eye 3rd Gen. The hood is right here inside of one of its final stages of getting painted. So we need to get jacks into the booth, impact, and attempt to get this truck inside of the booth. That's gonna be the hard part. Yeah, it's in. Surprisingly, that was not the easiest task. The whole way in, it literally rubbed this. The top of your cab might have got scuffed up a little bit, but good thing you have a very big suspension change coming that we could probably do when we're inside the booth. Jump up here and look. You can see it kind of rubbed it a little bit, but nothing major. It's in the booth. So now Dad will be happy because he's been wanting to get the truck out of the booth for like the last 2 weeks. And we've been lazy and not showing up to come put the truck in the booth because we've been down in Tennessee. What happened in Tennessee, Ethan?
Nothing.
You want to tell them how sick you got?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't hang with the big brother? We need to find jack stand to put the front on a jack stand, I think. Because we put it up on the 35 inside here, it might be pretty close to the ceiling. Somehow we managed to get the truck all the way into the spray booth. Now we put it down on jack stands in the rear and then set the front axle on some boards up front. That way the truck is sitting as low as possible for the roof to get sprayed. Because obviously we don't want the roof sprayed outside. We want it all done inside of the paint booth. Another thing my brother went out and did is the truck originally was a old style 3rd Gen, which means it had the littler headlights. But he went out and got a sport grille for the Big Eye. And then I gave him brand new fenders as well that I have from my other truck that are right here for a big eye. So he will be converting this truck to a newer style 3rd gen front end, which should be pretty sick. He has all the parts gathered minus the sport bumper. So this is his factory sport bumper right here for the little eye. He still has to find a front sport bumper for the truck. But once he gets this thing all converted, then he changes the suspension setup from a 8-inch lift down to a 3-inch lift on a street tire, and then changes a bunch of this stuff underneath the hood. This truck should be pretty nasty. Nothing beats the sound of a 5.9 Cummins with horsepower, because we're trying to go fast next year, not really be into the lifted trucks anymore. I mean, I'll always have a lifted truck, but my brother wants to go lower after he's seen my 6.0 that I just built. So we're gonna wait for our dad to get back because he is the one doing all the body work and the paint work on this truck. He's gonna get going tonight on the cab and getting all the rest of the stuff wrapped up. But Ethan has something inside of here. Can I show it?
No.
Yeah, he won't let me show you guys the color just yet because I don't know why. I'd be the same way. It is his first truck he's doing a full restoration to, so he's pretty excited. I'm excited for him. But this bed straightened out very well. And there's no more dents on top of it at all. And then over here, there was a dent across the rail right here that we also got out as well. But we need to get back to the shop because we have some other things going on for this truck that Ethan needs to get to work on. Hopefully, next time we come back here, we're seeing color on some parts because I'm actually getting really excited. Instead of going back to the shop, we had gotten a little bit sidetracked. And I was thinking, you know, the 6.0 needs a detail very bad. So we brought it back to my house, actually. And Ethan is working right now and getting the whole inside of it all clean. I don't know. I'm just weird about buying used vehicles because you don't know who is sitting inside this truck. And he is already hard at work getting it all cleaned out. Where's that new tool you got for the drill? He got this weapon on the drill. It's like a little brush that he puts onto the drill. It spins. He cleans out all the cup holders. This interior is actually very nice for being a 20-year-old truck. Once we get these seats all cleaned up and conditioned, I think it'll clean up a lot. But we also went ahead, and by we, I mean Ethan, went ahead and installed some dual steering stabilizers on the truck that I had laying around off of the other 6.0 that never made it on it. So those are all installed. That actually turned out pretty nice. And I noticed too when I was down there, there's a 3rd stabilizer. The factory one is still on the truck from like the pitman arm up to the top of the frame. So I will probably replace that one as well. Then it's really not a dual steering stabilizer setup. It's a triple stabilizer setup. Shout out to our boys over at Rough Country though for hooking us up with those dual steering stabilizers. I have had them for about 3 months now. I never got around to putting them on the other truck. And I was like, oh, you know what? This truck can definitely use them. So that should make it a lot better driving it. I'm also considering doing a front end swap on this truck. I want your guys' opinion on that because we could convert this whole entire front end to a steel body. What is that, 2010 and newer, bigger headlight style. We'd have to change out the fenders, the hood, the bumper, the grill, the headlights, and then I'm pretty sure like the header panel that goes where the grill is. Change that out. The mirrors, those already match the new style, so that is perfect right there. The only thing I don't want to lose though are my King Ranch badges. I actually really like those. And it's a 350, so I'd have to find an F350 King Ranch badge for the side of that updated style. Only reason I want to do that because a good buddy of mine has a bed off of a 2015 F250 that will fit on the right in the truck. But with those beds, it has a different body line than the front fender. So if I bought that bed off him, I would have to front clip swap it. I think that'd be really sick though, having a steel body looking 6.0 Power Stroke. I guess you can call it a steel body. They're kind of all steel bodies until you get into the Illumiduties. But I'm slowly learning every day about these trucks. But yeah, drop a comment below if we should front end swap this truck because I'm really considering it. This morning I had gotten a little bit carried away with my 6.0 build. And I was on Marketplace last night and I came across a couple of beds that I wanted to buy. Then I remembered I made a post on Snapchat looking for a bed to buy for the 6.0 build. Found a guy who was about an hour away from my house who had a quote-unquote perfect bed at the time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to come check it out since it is so close. And here we are. We now have a rust-free bed for the 6.0 build. This won't be inside the video today, but I am going to be getting the trailer and the 6.0 back to the shop because obviously the bed that is on the 6.0 just isn't the greatest. As you guys can see, it has some rust on it that just looks hideous. The whole bedside is about to fall off of it. It's rotted out on the inside. I guess these trucks are notorious for this. But like I was saying in the last video, we got the new updated tailgate for the truck. So that's a plus. We already have a rust-free tailgate on it. And now we already have the bed sitting on the trailer behind the white mega cab. Now I just need to find a bumper because I had the car trailer on it. turned a little bit too sharp and dented the bumper on it. But I have to find a bumper that is compatible with these parking sensors on it. But what we need to do is get this trailer and hooked off the mega cab, get the 6.0 hooked up to the trailer, and get all this stuff to the shop, because I'm going to be taking this truck apart in the very near future to start doing a restoration on it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go crazy with it and do the frame, but I definitely want to clean the frame up once this bed comes off. But with that being said, it's going to end today's video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.